If you don't give ChatGPT or Gemini or whatever tool you're using the context and the emotion and the story behind that, you're actually missing out. Because most people, they're going to know, like, and trust you based on a gut instinct. How much time do you spend on social media each week? Between brainstorming ideas, writing captions, creating visuals, finding that perfect picture, scheduling, posting, commenting, all of the things. It's a freaking so much, right? And it can feel like an endless grind. But what if in 2025 social media wasn't about that endless grind? What if it wasn't about working harder? What if it was about working more automatically, intelligently with AI? And here's the thing, AI is not a buzzword. It's so vital to where things are going in business. It's the it's a variety of tools and sometimes just one or two tools that you need to save you a ton of time. Because when you do, it can help you drive engagement and turn followers into clients. And the best part is that many of these tools are free or affordable. So if you're bootstrapping it, you can actually use them to still help you get along and save you time, making them accessible no matter where you're at in your business journey. I'm Deirdre Martin, a triple certified award winning international best selling author, and I'm here to help entrepreneurs like you hit your first 100K or your first million. And in today's episode, I'm breaking down 7 powerful strategies to leverage AI for social media success in 2025. These are practical, actionable tips that you can really start implementing today. Okay, let's dive into them. Number 1, stop guessing, start knowing. One of the biggest frustrations with social media is feeling like you're shooting in the dark when really what you should be doing is shooting fish in a barrel. When you're shooting in the dark, you really don't know what's going on, and you can spend time creating content, but if you're not sure if that's the content that your audience actually wants, and you don't have time or wherewithal to have qualifying conversations with your clients, you can use AI tools. AI tools can help you stop guessing and start knowing. So there's tools like Answer the Public. It's owned by Neil Patel. He's one of the guys that I follow online all of the time. And Answer the Public is a free tool that shows you exactly what your audience is searching for. It's got long tail keywords that it's like, what are people searching for relating to social media? What social media searches are people running? It literally shows those types of questions. And all you have to do is type in your niche or your keyword, and it gives you a list of questions people are asking related to your niche or keyword. So let's say, for example, if you're a health coach, you might want to discover what 5-minute workouts. Let's say, for example, if you're a health coach, you might discover that people want 5-minute workouts for busy mornings. And that's a clear opportunity then for you to create content that's relevant and valuable. You could even create a lead magnet for that and capture people's email addresses. Another fantastic tool Neil Patel owns is called Uber Suggest. Uber Suggest has a free plan, and that allows you to see trending keywords, the ones that people are really actively searching right now. And that can help you identify what top performing content is in your industry, and even figure out some ideas that you can create blog posts around or do longer form articles about. And of course, there's Google Trends. Google Trends is completely free as well. What is cool with Google Trends is you can trend jack. And trend jack means, like, I was just speaking to somebody this past week who I will be having on the podcast. She's going to come on and talk about gamification. And she's like, there's 4 different types of players in gamification. And I'm like, ooh, could you, if people don't understand what they are, Squid Games is popular right now. And because it is a game itself and it's on Netflix and loads of people are watching it, is that something that you could weave in? And I bet you if you went to Google Trends and you looked up Squid Games will be right up there. So you can trend jack what's current, what people are talking about, so that you can really be relevant in the moment right now. Because people care about what's relevant right now. And depending on what you're doing, that can make your content work harder for you because it's like, oh, there's Squid Games. I'm interested in Squid Games right now. Does that make sense? So Google Trends, completely free tool. It tracks the rise and fall of interest in specific topics over time. So the bottom line with this is AI tools can help you listen to your audience in real time and create content that they're looking for right now. Not stuff that you're guessing about, not sometimes when you even have qualifying conversations with people and you go deep, they just don't think of the things that you ask them. And even when you dig deeper and deeper and deeper, it doesn't work, right? As in, they just can't explain to you what they're looking for, or maybe they don't want to admit it. But on tools like Uber Suggest, Answer the Public, and Google Trends, you can identify based on fact what people are searching for because it's all being tracked. So it's there, it's measurable. And then you're not wasting time on ideas that do not connect. No more wasting time on ideas that do not connect. Amazing. Okay. Number 2, content machines. So there are ways where you can write like a pro in minutes. And writing content for some people can feel so overwhelming, especially when you need different tones and styles for different platforms. So let's imagine that you're on LinkedIn. You know, you might create content on LinkedIn that is a long form caption post, but the captions that you can write on LinkedIn are longer than the captions that you might have on Instagram, for example. There's different length variations, or on TikTok, there's a totally different vibe over there. So a long form caption post on LinkedIn might work like a video on TikTok, or vice versa. And so what's really cool about AI and using AI for this is that AI writing tools make this process so much easier. Now, I personally like to use ChatGPT or Google Gemini Pro for both of these. I like ChatGPT version, the O1 Advanced Reasoning one is the one that's currently available. And I'm sure if you're listening to this after I've recorded it in a couple of months' time, there will be an even newer version available. But what I like to do with those models, they're not very expensive. What I like to do is create a mastermind inside them. And what I mean by that is I will say to ChatGPT, pretend you are a committee of experts, such as, and I will name the experts, right? So for copywriting, there are some of my favorite experts, some books I've read, and people who've really influenced my copywriting style. And I'll ask it, pretend you're a committee of these people. Or if it's marketing, I might say, if it's related to marketing or a strategy, I might say, pretend you're a committee of these people because I really like their thing. And essentially, what you can do in creating that committee is you can ask it as a committee to come together to write a specific LinkedIn post about whatever you want it to be. And in seconds, you'll have a draft ready to go. Now, what I want you to know is if you're going to put something into ChatGPT or Gemini, you need to give it context, because no matter what type of AI you use, even other paid tools, when you use them, the one thing that's always missing from AI generated content is context. And very often, the emotional impact related to the context. And this is so important for copy creation, as in copy is anything that you share externally for your business because it's all sales related, even if you're giving value in that moment or time. And the idea being is that copy is different to maybe an internal communication you might send to a team member or your virtual assistant or something like that. And where I'm going with this is that when you are creating content, it needs to be impactful. And if you don't give ChatGPT or Gemini or whatever tool you're using the context and the emotion and the story behind that, you're actually missing out. Because most people, they're going to know, like, and trust you based on a gut instinct. And that instinct is emotional. And 95% of people make purchasing decisions based on emotion. So if you are not tapping into their emotions and giving them context by way of stories or anecdotes, well, then all you're doing is adding to the noise with copying and pasting ChatGPT or Gemini related content. Don't do that, because that can potentially damage your brand more than you even know. So what you create for ChatGPT, you could ask on that committee. Let's say if you want to create a LinkedIn post, you could ask somebody who's an expert on LinkedIn to be on the LinkedIn committee. But then maybe you're going to repurpose that post and put it onto Instagram. And so you add some Instagram experts to your Instagram committee. And from there, you've got a mastermind. You've got masterminds, experts in the field that ChatGPT or Gemini are pulling on to help you create the best top possible content in the least amount of time. And then all you need to simply do is adjust the prompt. Now, here's a hack for this. Keep the same thread open all of the time. So if you're creating content for your ideal clients in those platforms, keep the thread open, because every time you add context, the AI model is learning more and more about you and how you serve your clients. So it's a fantastic way for it to be able to create better quality content over time. And there are other tools like copy.ai, Jasper, Claude. They're great for generating captions, ad copy, or even full blog posts. And now StoryBrand, oh, my favorite, StoryBrand have even created storybrand.ai. So if you have read Building a StoryBrand, but you haven't been able to afford to hire me or another certified guide or StoryBrand coach, what you can do is you can leverage the free StoryBrand tool to go in, and it can help you create your brand script. It can help you write your brand story, taglines, one-liners, you name it. And you get a free trial for 7 days. Actually, I've got a link I'm going to share with you here. If that's something you want to test out, I would recommend that you test it out. It's actually epic, and it's hot off the press right now as I'm talking to you about it. It's super cool. Okay, I got carried away with that part. Number 3 is visuals on autopilot. In 2025, I think visuals are going to be more important than ever, because there's so many people online for you to stand out. Your hook is important, but also if your posts don't grab attention within seconds, well, then the effort that you've put into creating them is totally wasted. But creating professional looking visuals doesn't have to take hours, and it doesn't have to mean that you go and spend thousands on expensive design software, or take a degree in Adobe, or pay some expensive designer to create them for you. You can use tools like Canva, which now has AI powered image generators. It's got Canva magic, and it's freaking epic. And that's included in their free plan. But with the paid plan, it's even better. There's so many tools, like DALL-E is built into it. DALL-E is a form of ChatGPT, but with images. And you can start with a template, you can tweak it to match your brand in Canva, and you can even use AI to generate those unique visuals for you now. And yes, there are more advanced versions of that, like Runway, which is for creating custom designs or editing existing ones. Those tools are massive time savers when it comes to visuals. So instead of getting stuck in Canva for hours, if that's how you are, or waiting on a designer to create something, you can create attention-grabbing graphics in just minutes. And the result is a feed that looks polished and professional without draining your energy. And one thing I will say is that if you're the type of brand where you do create graphics, what's really great to remember is creating a few templates. So starting with those templates can save you so much time in the future. But you might think, oh, are they not boring, Deirdre? Well, here's the thing. No, they're not boring, because those visuals will stand out if you use the same ones on repeat, because people will see your brand, your colors and your fonts, and they'll go, oh, that's that brand, before they even read your headline or see your logo on the template. Because actually what marketing is a lesson in memorability. So when you show up consistently with the same colors and the same fonts and a message that's for one audience, that's really clear, that's outlining some work that you do in a specific niche or offer, well, then that's going to help people remember you. So there you go. That's how you can create a feed on LinkedIn or Instagram that looks polished and professional without draining your energy. So number 4 is captions that convert. So captions are totally the unsung heroes of social media. And yes, visuals are super important, but it's the caption that drives engagement, clicks and conversions. And more importantly, it's the caption that will really hook the reader to want to read more. So tools like ChatGPT, I've already mentioned, they don't just write captions, they optimize them for your goals. So let's say if you do want to ask ChatGPT to create a caption, or Gemini, you want to create a caption, what you can do is leverage it to say, I'm looking to drive clicks, I'm looking to increase engagement, I'm looking to create captions that are ask thought-provoking questions. So you can tell it what your goal is and ask it to create that for you at the end. So here's how you can make the most of these tools. You can create 3 or 4 caption variations for the same post. One might emphasize urgency, as in last chance to join. Another might focus on value. Here's how this workshop will change your business. And a third might use curiosity. Ever wonder why some entrepreneurs scale faster than others? You can then post the versions at different times and track the results to see what resonates. Captions are very often the bridge between your content and your audience, and AI helps you make that connection stronger and more intentional. Number 5, schedule like a genius. So for years, I've been manually scheduling posts on LinkedIn and Meta. Then when I stopped manually scheduling them, I would go and create them all on Notion, and my VA would manually go and schedule them on LinkedIn and Meta. It's time consuming and honestly not the best use of my energy or her energy. So recently, I've decided to test out some tools like Buffer, Hootsuite, Publer, Planable, Lately, all of those to streamline the process. And here's what these tools do. They allow you to queue up posts in advance and analyze your audience behavior to recommend the best times for you to post. Now, I've seen posts recently on LinkedIn. Actually, they were related to Buffer. And what the posts said were the best time to post is. But here's the thing. It didn't specify for whose audience. It didn't specify which time zone. And it didn't specify if it was for a specific industry or business. So I think that type of information is total BS. You've got to schedule when your audience is most active on the platform. And let's say if your audience is most active on LinkedIn at 9 a.m. Monday to Friday, well, then that's the time that you've got to post. It's not when the average number of users is most active on the platform. It's when your users are most active on the platform. And so insights like that take the guesswork out of timing. So your posts get seen by the best and most people possible. And that switch has been a game changer because not only does it save time, but it also ensures that your posts are working harder for you, and it gives you fantastic analytics so you can see which ones have performed, which ones have not, and then improve on that. You can use that data to go forward. So these platforms often offer free or affordable plans, making them a great option for entrepreneurs at any stage, no matter where you're at. Another tool that I really recommend is to track your time and see where you're spending the most of your time. So one insight from our recent Millionize CEO Day was how many tools we're all using in our businesses. From all-in-one platforms like Kajabi and Go High Level to video editing tools like Descript and Veed and Clap.io. The list was endless. Like honestly, we all brain dumped the tools that we use into the Zoom chat on our CEO Day, and there were nearly 40 different tools. Someone even joked about how amazing it would be to have one tool that did it all. And while that's a dream for now, the takeaway was clear. Testing new tools regularly is worth it. And what you might find is that one platform can replace 2 or 3 different platforms you're currently using, saving you time and money. But here's the key to this. Before adding any new tool, track where you're spending your time. And tools like Toggle can help you see which tasks are taking up the most hours. So then you can identify the areas to automate. So for example, if you're spending too much time editing videos, a tool like Descript could cut that time in half. Or if managing your client database feels overwhelming, well then Go High Level might be the solution. The goal isn't to use more tools, it's to use the ones that are smartest for your business. Now, if you're enjoying these AI strategies, check out episode 69, Tech Tools to Save You Time and Sanity in Your Service Business. Okay, today we covered 7 AI-powered strategies to dominate social media in 2025. From analyzing your audience and creating scroll-stopping content to scheduling smarter and testing new tools. AI makes it all faster, easier, and more effective. So your next step is to pick one tool from today's episode and test it out this week, whether it's Buffer for scheduling, Canva for visuals, or ChatGPT for captions. Start small and build from there. And hey, if you found this episode helpful, please do me a favor and share it with a fellow entrepreneur who's ready to level up their social media game. And remember to rate, review, and follow the show wherever you're listening to the show today. Your support helps me keep bringing you actionable strategies to grow your business and hit your biggest goals. So here's to making this year your best year yet. And until next time, keep mastering your business.